Well, it all began when my wife was pregnant with our first child. So suddenly on a Sunday morning, I glanced over and I saw her, and she looked back with a seductive look that wanted more. And boy, it would have been so beneficial for me just to say no at that point, save myself a lot of pain and anguish. But no, my mind decided to go into more of an adventurous route, an exciting route. We would ride to church in the same car on midweek Bible studies and find ourselves holding hands in the front seat of the car with my wife in the rear seat, unaware of what was going on just a few feet away. I had a home decorating business where I was doing work at their home, which allowed me access to the home when the husband was not there. In addition, her mother would give us access to her home when her father was at work. Well, things started to take a turn for the worse with the words that I'll never forget. She said that if I leave my wife, she will leave her husband, and we can be together forever. I was looking for someone just to help me to say no, but I wasn't finding it. Because when I was trying to look for somebody to help me out of the situation, I went to many counselors, and without question, most of them would tell me what I wanted to hear. And the fact, because I was doing this activity because of growing up, I didn't, wasn't blah, blah, blah. It was garbage, and it was not healthy for me. It was giving me a reason to stay in that situation. I wanted out so bad that I wasn't afraid to tell someone what I was doing because I wanted to get caught. I just wanted out. And it wasn't until I had a counseling appointment set up at the church I was attending. Just so happened he was the worship pastor at the church. And I thought to myself, great, we're going to sing a few worship songs, talk about how God's going to love me and blah, blah, blah. But that's not exactly what happened. He proceeded to listen to my story, but it didn't take him very long to figure out where I was headed. And he stopped what I was saying. Really didn't want to hear anything more. And he told me that I had one decision to make, one answer, which was to turn 180 degrees and run from what I'm doing. Well, I finally heard someone who was willing to not buy my excuses, and I did turn that day. Now, while I didn't run, I certainly stumbled through the gate, and there was no second meeting set up between me and John. I knew what I had to do. My wife was unbelievable at that point in time, and still is for sure. She's a treasure that I almost gave up for a lie. God was patient enough with me, and he gave me so many second chances. I knew that it was time to get straight, and there was just a peace, just a burden that was lifted off of me that cannot be described. I was finally able to say no to sin and the death that came from a marriage, to life with a wife with whom I will celebrate 34 years of marriage. My story is a story of hope, because while it should have ended in complete disaster, when I think of my life and where it would be now had things gone the wrong way, it's just so frightening. There's hope. And their divorce doesn't have to take place, and the end result can still be positive, because God gives us the strength to do it.